Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here to do my comic reviews for the week. First of all, I know Darkwing Duck number 8 and Young Justice number 0 came out this week. I couldn't get them because my comic book store did not have them in stock apparently, which sucks. So I have to wait next week till I get them. Or maybe sooner if I go to another store. Anyways, back to this week. Let's kick off Marvel. First off, Invincible Iron Man number 500. They're going back to the original numbering. And, okay, for the main story of this issue, it pretty much tells two stories. Kind of like, some people, I read one review that kind of compared this to X-Men Days of Futures Past, which was an alternate future ruled by where the Sentinels took over the entire world and put mutants and humans in concentration camps and stuff. Basically, it kicks off with Tony Stark asking Peter Parker for help with him trying to remember some sort of weapon he built while Peter worked with him. And in the future, though, meanwhile in the future, Tony's kids apparently lead some sort of resistance movement with his daughter out in the field and his son apparently under the nose of the main leader, who turns out to be the Mandarin, who's hooked up with the repulsor tech unit. So Mandarin's conquered the world, and Tony himself is pretty much beaten and made Mandarin's slave. And meanwhile in the present, Tony and Peter discover that Tony's plans were found out by a group of terrorists or something known as the Bastards of Wilbur Day, aka Stiltman. So basically, these radicals are acting under Stiltman's name, and they're going to use Tony's plans to build a weapon and try to take over the world in the name of Stiltman. Lame. And meanwhile, in the future, Ginny, Tony's daughter named Ginny, red hair, very very strong-handed about who her mother is, and basically is kind of constructing this spider-shaped device. Then the war machines show up. Mandarin soldiers, the war machines, show up and raid the resistance. And meanwhile, Tony's setting his controls up. In the present, Spider-Man and Iron Man team up and pretty much stop the weapon that was built by the Sons of Stiltman. And basically, it ends with apparently in the future, though, it ends with Tony revealing that he set up 10 repulsor... Let me find a good page. Yeah, basically the future ends with Tony revealing that he set up 10 repulsor bombs trying to get this straight. Yeah, 10 electromagnetic pulse bombs across the Earth, so that would pretty much take out all technology. And after Tony does that, it puts out his own heart repulsor unit, which unfortunately kills him. And the present, Spidey and Iron Man take down the weapon, and of course Iron Man has no idea Peter is Spider-Man, so he goes back, notices Peter is back, and tells him, and Peter gives him the idea about adding a failsafe, hence the 10 repulsor bombs. And in the future, all technology is wiped out and the human race can begin again. Okay then. Iron Man, also forgot to mention, there is a backup feature here, which is a sneak preview to War Machine's own series called Iron Man 2.0. And we get a cover gallery here, like every other 500 issue mark, you get a cover gallery. So yeah. Okay, Iron Man 500. It's good to see that the series is going back to its original numbering, because that way it says that this character has been around for this long. It's sort of a symbol and stuff. I like that. The story itself, though, it's kind of, I wouldn't say I'd say it's good, but not so much good for, say, 100th issue. I mean, kind of expected something a bit more, and having Spider-Man be in there at the same time with Tony kind of took away from the focus of Iron Man a bit. I gotta be honest with you, it kind of did. And the fact that Spider-Man had to give Tony the idea and give him the spider signal, it's just kind of weak. It seems more like a Marvel team-up than an Iron Man story. That's how it felt with me reading it. But I'd recommend Iron Man 500 for Iron Man fans still, because it's still a landmark issue, 500. And yeah, basically that's it. Okay, moving right along. Amazing Spider-Man 652. Alistair Smythe returns with Matt Gargan in a new Scorpion suit and an army of insect mutants. And while basically Smythe is out to get revenge on J. Jonah Jameson by killing Jonah's son and his father, who is conveniently married to May Parker. So Peter gets asked by Horizon Labs to look at who made the rocket in which John's going to launch, to look over everything, make sure everything goes well for the first test. And of course, Peter's spider sense goes off, and he warns Max Model, head of Horizon, not to launch the rocket. And of course, Max believes him, since Peter's great with science, and obviously since he never looked at the plans before, he obviously noticed something. So, they gotta figure out what. And then meanwhile, the rocket goes off anyway, and Smythe has infiltrated the control tower. And then the insect army attacks Jameson Jr. and Sr., and Spider-Man shows up to help him, but then Jonah orders him to go save his son. And of course, Spidey does that, but on the rocket, he encounters the new and improved Scorpion. Great. Also, we get a backup feature here with Spider-Man getting the key to the city from Mayor Jameson, and he gets attacked by the new Power Man. And after Spider-Man has the new Power Man all tied up, Power Man tells him that he was pretty much hired to do he kind of did it because Iron Fist told him to, and that he also was paid to by someone called Norton G. Fester, which I couldn't figure out until I saw the final page, The Looter. Wow. So now we get 2 Spidey stories at once. That's pretty cool. Amazing Spider-Man 652. I'd say get it. It's great. Now not only are we getting 1 Spidey story going on, but 2. So that's great. I love it. And I think here, what else did I like about it? Oh yeah, the new Scorpion suit. We still have no idea what that. And basically, this is just your basic setup issue. Not a bad setup. We've got Insect Army getting ready to attack the Jonah Jameson Sr. and Jr. and getting ready to attack. What's his name? Oh yeah, and the new Scorpion suit. And Spider's going to have to fight him on a rocket, which is going to be great. Really looking forward to the next issue. I'd say pick this up. All right, now for my final Marvel, Avengers Academy number 8. Tiger is walking by and she notices the recruits looking at a video online, and of course the way they're describing it seems like they're watching porn, but it turns out they're watching a web video of the Hood made when he led his supervillain mob and attacked Tiger in her house, threatened her mother and stuff. And Tiger tells them to turn it off and meet them in the meeting room with Dr. Pym. Oh, and note though, they say right here, this story, since the Hood is featured in the current Avengers series right now, this story takes place before that, before Avengers number 7. So, footnote for you. And they pretty much have a discussion about what happened to Tigra and then Stryker and Hazmat ask her what'd she do in return. Did she get him back and stuff? But she tells him that they put him in jail. He's powerless now, and we don't go out. And we're heroes. We don't go after payback. And at night, though, all the recruits are checking on the Hood cell, and then Finesse notices that that's not Parker Robbins, which causes a schism amongst the team, as Reptile and Metal don't want to go after Hood because it seems wrong, and well, they do want to go after him, just not in the way that the other guys want to. They don't want to go after for revenge. They want to do it for justice, but they can't. But also they don't want to tell anyone, so they decided to. Yeah, they pretty much. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let me get a straight face here. Sorry. Basically, Reptile and Metal don't want to attack the Hood for revenge. They want to get him they want to tell the teachers, make sure he can be brought to justice, not go after for revenge. Whereas Stryker, Hazmat, and Vale just want to go after for revenge and basically send a message to the supervillain community. Finesse, she says she could go after him, but she doesn't really see the point. So yeah, she's a heartless bitch. Meanwhile, Hank and Tiger go after and attack the owner of the site who posted the little clip of the full video and got the footage and sent him into jail. And also in Brooklyn, the Hood is speaking with his brother about getting this device he set aside for just an occasion in case he lost his powers, when all of a sudden Vale, Stryker, and Hazmat show up. And Hazmat and Stryker basically beat the living crap out of him, all while Vale films it so that they could pretty much do the same thing he did to Tiger, which is beat his ass, record it, and make the supervillain see. And then they leave after they get their footage. And the next day, Tiger goes on a talk show and basically talks about the video and tells her that she's doing everything to help others move past their problems and stuff. That's basically the general idea. She kind of basically goes on that the Avengers are that she's going to form another foundation like what Hank did, and sort of help those who are also wronged in sort of the same way. And after she gives her speech, Stryker shows them the video they shot, which is on YouTube. And of course, after they see it, Tiger basically yells at them for doing this. She calls them sociopaths, and then she asks who filmed it, and Vale basically says it was her. And again, Tiger is ranting, telling them that this basically makes them just as much as evil as the Hood and the rest of his gang, because they're supposed to be heroes. They're supposed to be better, which in here is actually a good speech. And of course, though, Stryker's being a little smartass. And then Tigra basically expels them from Avengers Academy. Yeah! Good move. I have to say that is a good move on Tigra's part. Okay, the kids were wrong, and she should have basically expelled them. Okay, maybe not so much Vale, because I think Vale was basically wrong place, wrong time, but, well, I mean, she did go with them, but still, I never liked Hazmat, and Stryker was kind of a douchebag, in my opinion. All that's left is to get rid of Finesse and get back Vale, and the team will be very nice. Okay, as far as the expulsion goes, that is a nice little twist here. Very good. I don't think it's the last time we're going to see those three, though. I think they might find their way back onto the team. I'm not sure, though. Not 100% sure if all of them would be back, but they might just make appearances like maybe on the side, outside the academy and stuff. And maybe some might come back to the team, maybe not. Maybe they'll learn what being a hero actually means, maybe not. So, you know. Avengers Academy is still one of the best Marvel comics out there. It's great, and I'm sorry I couldn't do a good job of pretty much summarizing up Tigra's speeches, but, you know, pick this issue up and you'll really feel the full effect of what she's trying to say. Alright, now for DC. Green Lantern Corps number 56. The Sinestro gathers his corpse men together, and he sends them to Corps to attack the Weaponer, which they do. And of course, the Green Lanterns can't fight back against the Cordanians. Otherwise, Sinestro Corps. Otherwise, they'll break their truce. So, but they can, however, put up shields to help save the Cordanians. And John Stewart leads them into the Weaponer's castle to gather weapons. And during the fight, though, Kyle tells Hanu and Sornik and the other Lanterns about how when he fought Sinestro on Earth, they took off their rings, which didn't violate the truce. And Hanu is happy because he doesn't use his ring anyway. And of course, Sornik already has a gun, so she can fight back as well. But Kyle tells Boudica she can't fight basically because she's a living power battery. And Arquilo hears about this, so he's going to rip Kyle's arms off. And then Sinestro arrives. Nice entrance. He corners the weaponer and pretty much says he's going to face him down himself. And of course, and this is interesting, each time the weaponer uses his weapons, Sinestro is still able to fight all of them off. Basically, that might be because he was bonded with the entity at some point. And Sinestro's getting ready to kill the weaponer, and Kyle and Sora are getting ready to fight Sinestro, but then they're blocked. And then Jon Stewart shows up leading his army of Cordanians with weapons. End of issue. Okay, Green Lantern Corps number 56. We finally give the reason why Sinestro took so long to face the weaponer himself. Good. Any cons I can think of? Well, not really. Did like how Kyle Rayner found the loophole that they could just fight without rings, which Hanu already does, so he wouldn't be violating the truce. And pretty great though how they could just fight without. And it's interesting to see the Sinestro Corps and the Green Lantern Corps now fight without rings. That'll probably be what next issue will be about. Green Lantern Corps. Get it if you're a Green Lantern fan. Right now, I'd say get it if you're a Green Lantern fan. Not necessarily, but if you're willing to give the series a try, then pick it up because this is maybe only one of 2 Green Lantern titles I have. Other one being Green Lantern, and the other one out there, Emerald Warriors, I'm not so much interested in. Alright, moving along. Legion of Superheroes number 9. The Durlin conspiracy continues. Chameleon and Brainiac 5 arrive on Durla to speak with the Durlin Council about their assassins. And of course, though, the Durlins on this Earth apparently take their true form, which are covered by these purple hoods. And apparently their true forms have tentacles. Don't know what that's about. And also, the form that Chameleon Boy is usually in is just a form they use when they leave the world and travel the stars. So, and also, Brainiac 5 notices the planet that Brand chooses to rebuild the Durlin civilization on. Meanwhile, in the United Planets Council, Tyrock and Timberwolf are discussing how they can find the Durlins and all this mess. When Gates shows up, and so does R.J. Brand, which is obviously a Durlin assassin. Which, another disguise this Durlin could have used is maybe a sign that says, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you all!" Meanwhile, and of course, Brainy's still working on scanning the planet, figuring something out. Meanwhile, and Chameleon Boy is trying to plead with the Council to stop the assassination because, he's R.J. Brand's kid, so he has some power, but they don't agree to it. And the Science Police is trying to revive Dawnstar so they could find the Chief of Police who's been missing or is dead because the Durlins have taken his form. And of course, Timberwolf and Tyrock figure out that's a Durlin assassin, takes his true form, they fight, but then all of a sudden the Durlin goes away. Which then makes them think, why are they doing this? Why are they going with all this crazy stuff? And Brainiac 5 tells Chameleon Boy, that he's figured out the whole mess, and that they need to follow the money, and that the person who might hold the secret is Chameleon Boy's aunt, Brand's sister. So, okay. That's all I have to say. Legion of Superheroes number 9. This was kind of a slow development. It's pretty slow. That's a good answer. Pretty slow about what's going on with this. Because all it is just talk, not really much. One fight, the Durlin fight, but not much happened there. I mean, it was just for like a few seconds, then goes away. I wouldn't say this is terrible, just it could have been better. Alright, now, Brightest Day number 18. The Hawks take the center stage. Meanwhile, Captain Boomerang is Captain Boomerang is being beaten by Cold because we learned that Boomer wanted to release Professor Zoom because he needed to know he thought Zoom being from the future would have some idea as to why the white light would resurrect him and why it would want him to throw a boomerang at Dove. Although I have a feeling, though, when Boomerang actually does throw the boomerang at Dove and the entity comes on, he's just going to say, I have no idea. I was kind of running out of ideas for people to do to earn their lives back. Yeah. Meanwhile, on Zamaran, the Hawks are dealing with Hawk Woman's mother possessed by the Predator entity. And apparently Carter and Shire are able to defeat the Predator entity with the power of love. God, that sounded gay. So basically, Shire and Hawkgirl are able to separate the Predator entity from Hawkgirl's mother, and then I don't know if that kills her or something, but apparently all the bones that were on the portal that they used to get to Zamaran are moving, and they turn to their past selves, which then take Hawkgirl's mother back to Hawkworld, and this act restores them to life. Yay! So now Hawkman and Hawkgirl have their lives back. And so Hawkman kind of reveals to Carol that the sapphire piece that he had attached to his glove must have separated the Predator entity. And then he kind of teases, and Hawkman kind of tells Carol that she knows what true love is with Hal, but Carol berates him, tells him that whatever Hal and I have for each other is nothing like you and Shira. So the Hawks leave, and Carol looks at a little construct she has of Hal. And meanwhile, Deadman's ring has recharged to 100%, which gets him away from his grandfather. And Shira and Hawkman are very happy because now they've earned their lives back from the life entity, and the curse has ended because they killed Hathset. So basically, this is their life that they could live together from now, and they can finally grow old. And right when the scene's starting to get a little graphic, Deadman shows up. And then the white entity speaks again and tells them that they must each live their lives separately now to live stronger. And of course, since they're finally able to be together after so long, they deny it. So, which unfortunately turns them into dust. And Shire and Carter are separated once more. Very sad. Alright, Brightest Day number 18. This was very good, okay? Shire and Hawkman have completed their mission. They've ended their curse, only to be told by the entity of life that they have to live their lives separately now in order to be stronger. So it's like, hey, congratulations, you two are no longer going to have to be killed and reincarnated, just destined to die again. You can live together. You're now able to earn your lives back, but you have to take a break from each other. I'm sorry, you have to grow separately apart. And of course, though, that he doesn't agree with that, so he turns them into dust. Very sad. Still, this was impressive. This is definitely my DC pick of the week, Brightest Day number 18. Now that we're getting to the final issues, I am pretty sure this is when the stories are going to get interesting. Okay, so that's Brightest Day number 18. Hawks take center stage. I would highly recommend it because this is really starting to get impressive for the final issues. And Legion of Superheroes number 9. You can skip it if you want. If it's too much strain on your wallet, then I'd say if you can't afford all your comics this week and you have to drop something, I'd say drop Legion of Superheroes. Nothing big really happens here, except for the whole Chameleon Boy review thing about his aunt, which you could probably find on Wikipedia. And Green Lantern Corps number 56. I'd say get it. Pretty cool. If you love Sinestro, get this issue. Should have said that in my review, but Sinestro is awesome, so pick this up. Avengers Academy number 8. Yes, this is probably one of the only good Avengers titles. Pick it up. It's great. Finally, some kids get expelled, which is something you would never see at Xavier's school. Okay, maybe that happened once or twice, but still. Like, the first few issues, kids get kicked out. Awesome. Amazing Spider-Man 652. Awesome. Big time rules. Get it? Iron Man 500. Die-hard Iron Man fans get it. Even though the attention is kind of taken away from Spider-Man, since he was the one who sort of came up with Tony's failsafe idea. So, yeah. All right, and comic of the week, I would say for Marvel would be Avengers Academy. Okay, I love Amazing Spider-Man, but I gotta give it to Avengers Academy. In fact, Brightest Day, and in terms of comic of the week versus Brightest Day versus Avengers Academy, I would say Brightest Day. Okay, Brightest Day, because of the twist ending with the Hawks at the end, though. That was amazing about what happened to Shire and Carter. So I'd say comic of the week for DC, comic of the week for Marvel, comic of the week overall, okay? So that's pretty much my comics for this week. Stay tuned for next week, where we will where I'll get the next issue of Fantastic Four, which will reveal which member will die forever. Spider-Man 1991 saying, see you later.